So in this video, we're going to discuss the process of becoming a truck driver from step one all the way to the last step. So before we go through each step, let's just go through the process of becoming a truck driver. First thing you want to do is decide what you want to do within trucking. Next thing you want to do after that is find you a company to drive for. After you find you a company to drive for, the next step will be find you a school to go through. After you find you a school to go through, you're good to go. Take your final test, and then you become a truck driver. So let's go through the first phase, which is figuring out what you want to do within trucking. What I mean by that is whether you want to drive an 18-wheeler, tractor trailer combination, dump truck, box truck, garbage truck, concrete mixer. Figure out what you want to do within trucking, because each one don't require a Class A license. Some of these jobs you can do without a Class A. You can get a Class B and be just fine. But for the purpose of this video, we're going to discuss the process of getting a Class A CDL. The second step, finding a company. I recommend you do that before you find a school, because a lot of companies, they will offer to pay for your CDL training, or they have schooling themselves that they will put you through for your CDL Class A training. Now, when you find a company, I wouldn't just stick to what the recruiter tell me about the company. I suggest you to look at these truck stops. If you see drivers on the road, ask drivers that work for that company how they like you. A lot of times the drivers will tell you a lot of things that the recruiter won't tell you. They're gonna tell you the good and the bad, and based on that, you determine if it's a good company for you and your situation. The third step is finding you a school and vetting you a school. If you don't find a company that puts you through schooling or provides schooling for you, you have to find one on your own. To pay for the schooling, you can either go through state funding or you can finance and pay it off monthly out of your own pocket. Now, when looking for a school, the way I would vet it is you want to make sure they have you in the classroom for at least 2 weeks and on the road for at least 2 weeks for you to gain comfort in what you're doing so that you can pass those state tests the first go round. So in the first 2 weeks, they should have you practice written tests. Once you're comfortable with the studying and practice tests that they've given you within the school, you then go to the state and take those tests. Once you go to the state to take those tests and you pass, they give you a permit. This permit is going to allow you to practice the backing up maneuvers you have to do in a truck and drive the truck on the highway accompanied by an instructor of the CDL school. So when you're going through these backing up maneuvers, it's important to get as many reps as you can practicing them. So during the course of you vetting these CDL schools, you want to make sure the student to instructor ratio is as low as possible, because the lower it is, the more chances you get and reps you get to practice on the skill you're trying to learn. So once you're comfortable with that, they're going to send you to do your state test. You pass the state test. I believe it's a 2-hour driving test you have to do. You pass that, and then they give you your CDL certificate. Now, I must add, as of February 7th, 2022, you must go through a school that's recognized by the FMCSA and Department of Transportation. On the FMCSA website, they do have a list of providers that they recognize that you can go through for your CDL school. Before you go to get your Class A CDL from the state, they're gonna require you to have a med card. What a med card is a medical certification that's performed by a Department of Transportation certified physician to ensure that you're healthy enough to travel on the road. Okay, if your health is good enough, they're gonna give you a 2-year med card. If your health is a little iffy, they'll give you a 1 year. Once you get your med card, you go to get your license. Congratulations, you are now a Class A CDL holder. So now if you want to up your pay and up your pool of opportunity out there in the trucking world, you want to get endorsements. It's 6 different endorsements to trucking. It's tanker, hazmat combined, passenger, school bus, and doubles and triples. All these endorsements are authorizations that you get added to your license to certify you to haul that specialized freight or specialized commodity within the range of that endorsement. Throughout the channel, I got more information on each endorsement. If you want to check it out, subscribe, like, share this information if it added value to you so that it can add value to somebody else.